Hey, what's up you guys, it's me Luke and welcome back to another video, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I post commentary and critique videos just sharing my opinion on whatever goes on the internet that interests me. So if any of that interests you, then be sure to go ahead and subscribe and turn on the post notifications bell so that you never miss another upload from me. Alrighty guys, so today's video is another installment in my reacting to your unpopular opinions series. I basically just asked you guys on my YouTube community tab to go ahead and leave me your unpopular opinions, and then I go ahead and react and respond to them in these videos. You guys really enjoy watching these videos. I enjoy making them, and I feel like it's a really cool way where we get to like collaborate on a video. And without further ado, let's just go ahead and hop right into this video because I'm about to dive in to your unpopular opinions. Alrighty, starting off with a bang. This unpopular opinion says, the Hype House isn't that great, it's just worse than Team 10. So if you don't know what the Hype House is, it's basically just a group of these skinny white privileged teens who live in a mansion on TikTok, and they just film a bunch of average videos of them dancing with each other, and I really don't get the whole point of it. Maybe I'll make a video on it. Let me know if you guys want that. But the Hype House is super cringe. However, when it comes to your unpopular opinion, I don't think that they're worse than Team 10 because as far as I'm aware, the Hype House doesn't hurt people and like set things on fire and like cause disruptions to their neighborhood as far as I know, okay? But no, I do not think that the Hype House is worse than Team 10. That is for sure. Team 10 did a whole lot of messed up shit. Is Team 10 even still a thing? Are they still together? Oh God, I hope not. Anyway, keeping in with the TikTok theme, another unpopular opinion is that Charli D'Amelio is overrated, but she shouldn't get hate for it. I definitely agree. I don't think that somebody should get hate just for being famous if they're not famous for a negative reason. Like, yes, her dancing is like not that groundbreaking, and like her TikToks are not that amazing compared to other people's TikToks, and like she did get famous off of doing The Renegade, which was a song created by a girl of color, but she did actually film a video with that girl, so I think they've like kind of amended that. But yeah, I think that the circumstances under which she became famous are not like the best, but it could be a lot worse, so I definitely don't think she deserves any hate. Like, she's just a 15-year-old girl dancing on TikTok at the end of the day. Let her live her life, okay? People are way too intense these days, especially with people's ages. I feel like people forget that they're making fun of minors. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm saying that making fun of an adult is good or okay, but it's a lot worse when you're making fun of a minor because they're in a lot more of a mental fragile headspace. Anyways, moving on. This is my final unpopular opinion about TikTok. It says, TikTok is not overrated. It's a fun place where teens and Gen Zs can congregate and share stupid stuff. I just think people hate on it because they actually don't take the time to download it and get the hype. A lot of you guys know that I made a video bagsing on TikTok a while ago, and I was like very anti-TikTok. I just didn't get it. I thought it was dumb. I didn't want to be a part of it. But about 3 weeks ago, I downloaded TikTok, which by the way, if you want to go ahead and follow me, here it is. You can just search the Luke Alexander on TikTok, or Luke Alexander, or Luke Alexander Contact. I'll link it down below as well. I got on TikTok, and after a while, once the algorithm got to know what I enjoy and what I find funny, it's addictive. I'm addicted. It's literally just like Vine, if not kind of better, because they have longer videos on there. But I still have my gripes with TikTok. There's still things I don't like about it, but I definitely agree that if you're not on the platform and you haven't been on it for a while, you can't really judge it because you don't fully understand it until you experience it. Okay, next up we got some unpopular opinions about the TV show Friends. I've been seeing a lot of unpopular opinions about Friends whenever I like do these videos. This first one says that the reason Friends was popular is because it makes the audience feel like a part of the group and was just in general a lighthearted show. However, as time has progressed and the media has diversified, many groups feel alienated by some of the jokes made and a general lack of diversity. Therefore, the dynamic really doesn't work anymore and has therefore become overrated. I feel this from experience because my straight friends love it, but I find it hard to relate to due to the jokes about the LGBT characters. I think this is very, very interesting because obviously the TV show Friends was created in the 90s when TV shows were not as diverse as they should be, which I don't think is really excusable because, I mean, it's not like there's less people of color in the world than there was back then, you know what I mean? It's just now people of color are represented better in the media, not as much as they should be yet, but you know, we've made a lot of strides since the 90s. However, I think that it's difficult to judge things in the past through our current lens because when you're looking at something that's made 30 years ago, you have to take into account the time when it was created. But then again, representation is important, but I don't think that means that you can't enjoy a show. Just because this show has some inappropriate jokes and humor and isn't super diverse doesn't mean you can't still enjoy it. Does that make sense? Because like sometimes I feel like I shouldn't watch shows that don't have like enough diversity or make inappropriate jokes, but I still enjoy Friends. It's like a nostalgic thing because I watched it when I was a child where I didn't really have an understanding of these things. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about Friends in the comments below. I'm really curious because a lot of people have strong opinions about that show. Alrighty, this next unpopular opinion is really deep, so let's get into this. It says, while exposure to and representation of mental health issues and LGBTQness is helping some kids, young teens find themselves, I think it's making others believe that they have something that they aren't or do not. Feeling depressed today and being depressed for the last year are different things. Being a tomboy and being trans are different things. The lines are getting blurred. I definitely agree. I think it's a very nuanced discussion that I can't really get into in a video like this. I do think that having representation of all these different entities are important because it helps people know who they are. Like, there's kind of a misconception that, oh, why is there so many gay people now? Why are there so many trans people now? There always was. It's just people back then weren't comfortable or safe enough to come out. That's the difference. However, I do agree that sometimes people can get carried away. Like, there is a big community that people don't really like to discuss of people who transition and then detransition because they were confused. A lot of the times people think, not everyone, but there are some people who misconstrue their personality and the fact that they don't align with the gender binary to like society's standards and stereotypes, that automatically makes them trans. And not everyone's like this. Obviously there are people that just are trans, but like, for example, I like a lot of traditionally feminine things, but I'm okay with being a boy. Like, gender dysphoria and being a feminine guy or a tomboy girl, they're very different things. So I understand where you're coming from, as well as with like depression and stuff like that. A lot of people need to stop self-diagnosing themselves, go to a therapist, because if you keep telling yourself something, you're gonna start believing it. That's all I gotta say on that. Once again, it's a very nuanced discussion. Let me know what you think down below. I'm very curious. Next up is Ariana Grande is so overrated. She's really talented, but her songs are just shallow. I disagree. I think the whole like notion of like, oh, is it so-and-so is overrated. People are popular for a reason. She obviously appeals to the masses. I really enjoy some of Ariana Grande's songs. No, not every song of hers is like deep and groundbreaking, but I don't think every song needs to be. I don't think anybody thinks of Ariana Grande as someone who writes really deep, meaningful lyrics. Like, she writes bops, you know? So I think it just depends what your expectation is. Next up is that way too many people think that their sexuality is a personality trait and they're boring. I definitely agree with this. I see a lot of people on social media like Twitter and TikTok talk a lot about their sexuality, and this doesn't just go for gay people, all right? It goes for straight people too. Like, the amount of boys on TikTok, look at it this way, there's a lot of gay boys on TikTok who like just post TikToks about being gay, and then there's a lot of straight boys on TikTok who just post TikToks about like what they like about girls and like what they want to do with girls. It's like, is there not more to you than your sexuality? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like my sexuality is such a small part of who I am. It's so boring. Like, surely there is something a lot more interesting than what you do with what's between your legs. And that's just on period. Okay, moving on. Okay, we have a couple ones about Taylor Swift. Let's get into this. It says, both men and women in the industry and in daily life need to stop slut shaming Taylor Swift and giving her shit for writing about relationships and claiming that she writes about them. Literally every other artist does so as well. And if you actually listen to her discography, that's really not the case. I do think that Taylor Swift used to go through a lot of this in the past. Do not get me wrong. There was a lot of sexism towards her when a lot of guys like Ed Sheeran would write love songs or stuff about his relationships and everyone would be like, oh yeah, whatever. But when she did it, it was like a whole thing. Even though there are other female artists who do it as well who don't get as much flack. But I just think Taylor Swift is so popular that when you're that popular, there's gonna be people that don't like you. Do I agree with it? Absolutely not. In fact, I recently watched Taylor Swift's documentary and it really made me feel for her and care for her more than I did before. People just like need to stop being so intense about their feelings towards celebrities. Like, you don't know these people. Like, why do you care so much? I'll never get it. Okay, on a lighter note, this one says fast food is disgusting. I'm not sure how many of you agree with this, but like, I do not like fast food. Not something that I crave. It's not something that I ever want. I would much rather go to a cafe or like eat a home cooked meal. Oh, I love going to like Asian places, like getting Thai food or ramen or sushi, different Asian restaurants, because they're usually not that expensive. Like, sometimes they'll be the same price as if you got fast food. So I highly recommend you start doing that. I don't know. I don't like fast food. It's greasy, it's gross, it gives me a stomachache, makes me feel like shit afterwards, and I do not feel comfortable with what they put in there. Okay, next up, university is overrated. I'm really enjoying my time at uni, just don't think it automatically results in success. 100%. I'm pretty fortunate where I live in a country like Australia where like actually majority of people don't go to university. I know it's so different in the US, and like in the US everybody's like, it's expected of you to go and it's like a whole thing. But in Australia, I'm pretty sure only like 40% of graduates go to university. And that's not even counting and everyone who like drops out. We have so many more options here beyond that. I definitely don't think you need university for success. Obviously there are certain industries where you do, certain ones where it's optional, and certain ones where it's like, it's really what you make of it. Like, I'm studying film and business. I think that film is something where you do need to learn a lot of the stuff, but I could learn that through other facets besides university. Same with business. When there's other people who are nurses, friends of mine, like of course they're gonna have to do a degree in that. So I think it just depends on the situation. But yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I think a lot of people in our generation agree with that. I just think it's the older generation who doesn't, or depending on your situation. Like, I know if you live in the US, it's a lot harder to like get about with that one. This one I thought was interesting. It says, I hate the weekends, probably because my friends don't want to hang out with me, so I feel lonely. Oh, I'm sorry. And then I saw another one that said I prefer weekdays over weekends. Now, I think this totally depends on what you do, but me personally, I prefer the weekdays. There's a few reasons for this. I won't get into it too much because you probably don't care. I'm self-employed, so obviously I work from home. I work during the week and everything. But my issue is, you would think that the weekends are like for hanging out with friends, right? And don't get me wrong, I do hang out with friends on the weekend. Usually I'll like hang out with someone on Saturday night or whatever. But a lot of my friends, because we go to university and stuff, a lot of them work on the weekends. So a lot of them are busy on the weekends. So I can't see them on the weekends because they're working, even though I work during the week. And then I'll see some of them during the week, which is why I prefer, you know, the week time. But then for some reason, even though like I'll have days in the week where I don't work because I'm spending time with friends, I can't get myself to work on the weekend. So when it's the weekend, I'm like not working, but then I don't always have friends to hang out with. So I'm like, what the hell do I do with myself, you know? Next up, it says religion is important. If it's important to you, good for you, but it's not important to everyone. Like, I'm not religious. A lot of my family members are. I was when I was younger because I was forced to be, but I'm not religious anymore, and it's not a part of my life. It's not something I think about. So I think it really depends on the person. I'm not one of those people that are like, oh, all religion is bad, blah, blah, blah. Like, to me, it's like, embrace your religion. Don't push it on somebody else. Life is so much easier if people just like stay in their own lane. You know what I'm saying? Next up, Lana Del Rey is so underrated. My opinion on underrated and overrated are kind of different. I do feel like there are some people who are underrated, but Lana Del Rey is definitely not. Lana's pretty popular. Like, a lot of people know who she is. Was she snubbed at the Grammys? Yes, but I'm not one of those people that like really enjoys someone's music and it's like, oh my god, they're underrated, more people need to listen to them. I just enjoy things in isolation. Is that weird? I don't know, I'm just not a fanboy. Like, I enjoy things, but I don't always feel like the need to proclaim what I enjoy. If I enjoy an artist and they're not huge, it's like, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, that's so underrated, you need to listen to them. Like, you know those people on Twitter who get butthurt when people say that they don't like their favorite singers? Y'all just care too much about such petty things. I don't get why people enjoy watching mukbangs. Neither do I. Even beyond the really messed up mukbang community with like even when like YouTubers I like who I just watch who aren't mukbang YouTubers make mukbangs, I will not want to watch it. I don't like watching people eat, especially when they like chew with their mouth open. It's just so disgusting to me. You know what are the worst? Seafood mukbangs. They literally make me want to gag. Disgusting. Next up, this unpopular opinion says sex education is really underrated. It's one of my favorite shows ever. Funny that you say that because I love sex education as well, and I just made an entire video on it. So if you've not already watched that video, please go ahead and check it out. I will link it down below. Those who have watched it seem to really be enjoying it. Okay, this unpopular opinion says Little Woman 2019 is not good at all, doesn't deserve Oscar nominations. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to strongly disagree. Little Woman was such an amazing movie. Maybe it's because I'm not really well versed in the stories. I've never watched the other ones. I've never read the book. I went to go watch it because it's directed by Greta Gerwig and it has Timothée Chalamet, Florence Pugh, Emma Watson, Saoirse Ronan, and Meryl Streep in it, and Laura Dern. So many amazing actors. So of course I'm gonna go watch it. It was amazing. I loved that movie so much. It like transported me into another world. It was amazing. I loved everything about it. Definitely think it deserved the nominations. This one says white people should be allowed to say the N-word while singing along in songs. I just like don't understand why people feel the need to though. Maybe it's because I don't listen to a lot of songs with that word, but even when I'm at the club, a lot of songs with that word will play. And when that word comes, I'll just shut my mouth. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that hard to just not say it. So like, to me personally, I don't think they should. You know, what you do in the privacy of your own car is up to you, but like, if you do it out in public and someone gets mad at you, don't be surprised. Okay, next up, Insatiable is an amazing show. Yes, thank you so much. I love Insatiable. It got a lot of hate for the first season before it even came out, just based on a trailer, which I do kind of understand the outrage, but it is such an amazing show. Oh, especially season 2, like Insatiable meant a lot to me. Spoke about a lot of topics that I related to. Such a good show. If you have not watched Insatiable, definitely do. It's definitely stylized and over dramatized, but there's a lot of heart in that show. And I just love Debbie Ryan as well. Okay, next up, $1,000 glow ups are dumb because there are other ways to glow up without spending so much money. Nothing against YouTubers who do this, but I don't think it's valuable. I definitely agree. I think that the $1,000 glow ups are dumb, but then again, these YouTubers are doing them for a reason. One, it's a tax write-off. They get to make themselves look all pretty and cute, and they get to write that money off as a business expense because they made a video out of it, and the video gets a lot of views. So there's a reason that these YouTubers keep doing them, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, to me, it's not my type of content, but if other people enjoy it, it's all good. Although to me, it's like, it's not really relatable because most of their viewers cannot afford to spend $1,000 on a glow up, so maybe they're living through them vicariously, but then at the same time, wouldn't that make you feel some type of way? I don't know, I guess it's all up to personal preference, but yeah, it is getting super repetitive. There are some YouTubers who like keep doing this all the time, and it's like, you're not glowing up. Like, you're just spending money on things that you do all the time. It's just this time you're doing it all at once in a video. You know what I mean? Oh no, sleeping with socks on is not that bad. Yes, it is. Ew, your feet need to breathe. Ugh. I will not wear shoes and socks unless I absolutely have to. Like if I'm indoors at home, why the hell would I wear socks? Okay, maybe I would wear socks in winter, but like if it's not cold, like ugh. Don't your feet sweat? And they'll probably like smell. Okay, next up. I'm not judging you though, you can do whatever you want. I'm sorry. Next up is Mamma Mia 2 is better than the original. Absolutely not. Do not get me wrong, I enjoyed Mamma Mia 2, but when I watched that movie and like Meryl Streep was not in it, I was really disappointed. Mamma Mia, the original, will always be that movie. Like Amanda Seyfried, oh, I loved Mamma Mia. God, that was such a good movie. The second one was good too, but like the first one was amazing. You can't beat it. Selena Gomez's new album Rare is the same recycled pop song she's been feeding us for the past 10 years. I'm not even gonna read the rest of this because I see these ones all the time. Yes, Selena Gomez's music just really ain't it. Like she's not an amazing singer. Her songs are not that original, but they're catchy pop and that's why some people like them. Although I did enjoy her song Rare, I will admit that. And yeah, of course, she's a beloved Disney star, so yeah, we get it. But like, let Selena Gomez do her thing. At the end of the day, like these celebrities, they put stuff out and somebody's enjoying it, you know what I'm saying? Next unpopular opinion is that I really didn't like You on Netflix. I loved You on Netflix, you know, I'm one of those people. I read the book, loved the book, the first book, not the second. And I really enjoyed the first season, really enjoyed the second season, but it just didn't quite have that hit like the first one. I feel like that's a lot of shows. Like the first season of Stranger Things was the best out of all of them, in my opinion. I enjoyed the TV show You. Obviously, like I watched it before the hype, so maybe that's why. Once things get hyped and then you watch them, it's never as good. Like I watched The Joker for the first time the other day. I wasn't blown away by it because of all the hype. My expectations were here. You know what I mean? It's so much better when your expectations are not high because then you get blown through the roof. Okay, this person agrees. They did not like the show You, and they said that it's mostly carried by the actors Penn, Badgley, Victoria, and Shay in season 1, even though their characters themselves aren't super interesting. I'll be honest, Joe himself, obviously he has a storyline where like he had an abusive father and stuff, but like it's nothing we haven't seen before. But I do think that he's an interesting character because he's a psychopath. And I do think that his love interest, Love, in the second season is interesting. The first girl, Beck, she was not interesting to me. But no, I think the main two are good. I really enjoyed the show. Okay, you know what? This is the final one I end on because I'm quite passionate about this. The Harry Potter series are bad books and the movies were better. I really enjoy the Harry Potter movies, but the books are something special. Once you just get into them, if you read all 7 in a row, which I used to do quite often, it's just like it transports you into another world. As problematic as J.K. Rowling is, the woman knows how to write, and she knows how to write a good, enticing story. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree. Anyway, guys, that is gonna be it for this video. I really enjoyed filming this. I really like these videos. That's why I keep coming back to them. I hope you guys really enjoy them. Keep an eye on my community tab by having the post notifications bell on so that you can participate in the next one. And yeah, guys, that's it for me in this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below any of your thoughts on what I previously discussed. As always, let's be respectful of each other's opinions. And if you have not already, please make sure to subscribe. Please make sure to go ahead and follow me on my social media, just linked down below, as well as the link to my merch. If you want to go ahead and purchase any of it, it's all about being opinionated, which I feel is very fitting to this video. And yeah, guys, that's it for me in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you in my next one. And as always, I hope that you have a great day or night wherever you are in the world. Bye!